Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we present problem-based test to our lecturer, Sir Idris bin Mohamed MOBIN. First of all, my name is Muhammad ZARUL Aizam bin Abdul Qadir and my metric number is 25DDT22F1117.
And my name is MUKHRIZ HALIP, and my method number is 25DDT22F1122.
So, for introduction, in this lab, student will engage in a hands-on experiment aim to exploit a vulnerable server using GNU exploit. The structured approach consists of several parts: preparing the virtual environment, conducting recognize to gather information about the target system, performing exploitation to gain an authorized access, infiltrating the system, maintain access, and finally review the log to identify compressed host and file. Part 1. Prepare the virtual environment. So first, we need to import all 4 virtual machines into the VirtualBox, such as CyberOp workstation, Kali Linux, Desktop table, and Security Onion. Next, we need to change the setting of a network adapter. Like Kali Linux, the network adapter is internal network, the name is internet, Desktop table, internet network DMZ, internet network internet. So CyberOp, an internal network inside. For Security Onion, there are 4 adapter inside DMZ, internet, and NAT. We need to prepare a virtual environment. This will be done in CyberOp workstation. So in CyberOp workstation, run command sudo.lab support file script config static.sh. This is to set the IP for the CyberOp. Then we need to enter the security onion and run a command sudo service nms status. Okay, after that we need to test the ping from a CyberOps for another virtual machine. Part 2. Perform recognize. Okay, next, we can begin doing our recognize. First, we will use run command date on CyberOnion. This is to record the date and time of us doing it. After that, go to the Kali Linux and use command nmet script ftp bsftpd backdoor the IP for Metasploit table and return and the ftpd.txt. After that, we use command ls to see list of the file. To see the ftpd.txt file, we use command cat. So in this text, we can see the open port such as 22 TCP open port for SSH.
Next is perform exploitation. So to perform our exploitation, we will need to go into MSF console on Kali Linux. To do that, we just simply need to type MSF console in the command prompt and then press enter. So to search for the module that to search for the exploit that we will use, we will simply need to search VSFTPD because earlier we used the VSFTPD backdoor to check. So after we found our exploit module, which is the VSFTPD 234 backdoor, we press enter, and then we need to set the R host. The R host is the target for the exploit to do. After we set the R host, we do show options. This is to show us whether the exploit has been set correctly or not to the target. After that, we will simply type exploit, press enter, and then we'll run the exploit, and then soon we are in the machine itself. So by doing who am I, the command who am I, it will tell us who we are, and then for the host name, it will tell us what is the host name's what is the machine's host name, which is metasploitable, our target. Afterwards, to check our IP, we can do ifconfig. This will show us the IP of the metasploitable, and then to check the sensitive information, for example, the account information, we need to do cat/etc/shadow because all of the account information has been encrypted in this file. We will highlight all of the information from the etc shadow file, and then we open up another terminal, and then we do nano/root/shadow.txt. This will open up a text editor or an editor for the file where we can edit the lines or paste the lines. In this case, we are pasting the lines that we copied earlier into a new one. Afterwards, we need to do cat/root/shadow.txt. Will show us what the information on the root account. So afterwards, we will need to do echo my root as for the and the numbers below to etc shadow. After we've done that, we will need to do cat/etc/passwd grep root. This is to connect the root to the root dash bin dash check root slash root slash bin slash bash. So afterwards, this new account, the my root account that we made, is connected to the root account as well, which will gives us root privileges if done correctly. So part 4 is perform infiltration. After we have made the account earlier, now we can actually perform the infiltration using my root. So how do we do that? First, we will need to do ls, and then we need to use John the Ripper to crack the password. So you need to type John space dash show and then the shadow.txt that we pasted earlier from our time in Metasploitable. Afterwards, it will show us the name of the user, which is analyst, and the password is cyberops. So now we have an account that we can use. There. So afterwards, we need to do a session, which is SSH analyst and then the IP of Metasploitable. And then as you can see, we are in the analyst Metasploitable machine as analyst. So afterwards, we can simply do cat etc shadow, and after promoting ourselves to root privileges from the my root earlier, and then we can see that the root, aka my root, the account that we made earlier, has the root privileges to open the cat etc shadow. If we try to use the analyst account, it will say that we did not have permission. So knowing that, I can simply log out of root after we try. In this case, this is to make sure that this is the Metasploitable again with ifconfig. This is to check the routes with IP route. So this is to show us which route Metasploitable is taking. So after knowing which route Metasploitable is taking, we can do another SSH, this time as analyst again, to the IP, and this time we are in security onion. So by doing ifconfig, we will see that our IP right now, as we are in security onion, is the security onion IP, which is 192.168.0.1. In this, we will need when we are in security onion, we need to do a looping ping. So we will use the command above to do the looping ping to check which connection has replied to us. And as it is shown, only 2 connections has replied to us, which is cyberops and security onion. Afterwards, we will SSH into cyberops with its IP, which is 192.168.0.11. In there, we will go to the CD lab support files. This is us stealing sensitive information in the lab support files. In here, we can see all of the lab support files by doing ls. So after this, we can go to FTP 209.165.200.225. This is us connected to the FTP route. And here, we will put the confidential text into the Metasploitable. And then afterwards, we will quit the FTP session with Metasploitable earlier. And then we will zip the confidential file inside of SecOps. This is to show us what attackers will do usually to our machines. So usually they will copy our files and then they will zip our files and then demand money from us so that they will unzip the files itself. So afterwards, we will remove the confidential.txt, the original one, not the one that we zipped earlier. And then we can review the logs of what has happened earlier after we did our attacks. So here we need to open up Seagull, select all, and then start Seagull. And we see here, based on the date earlier, that our attacks did get recorded into Seagull. It did notify the system about our trespassing, our actions, and etc. So this shows that Seagull is working correctly, even though we managed to enter various machines, but it has also recorded all of the IP and all of the actions that we did while we did so.
In conclusion, the Fightable is essential framework in network security that significantly enhance the ability of IT administrators to manage and secure network environments by escalate critical parameters such as source and destination IP address, source and destination port number, and protocol in use. The Fightable serves as a unique identifier for network connection. This identification facilitates effective access control policy, comprehensive network traffic analysis, and proactive threat detection, resistance, and overall cybersecurity posture.